Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing a flower painting and we'll be doing a lot of light play today. So first I'm gonna do the background. I'm gonna do the background before we proceed to the main subject. So for the colors of the background, we have, of course, black. We have a lot of black because we'll be using a dark background today. Primary blue, lemon yellow or mid yellow, burnt sienna, and titanium white. We'll be doing some suggestive background. It doesn't have to be anything in the background that is clear and descriptive of anything in the background. It's more of just light and yeah, it's more light and drama in the background. So for that, I'll be using a fairly large brush. I don't know what type of brush this is. It's just a big brush. That's how I call my brushes: small, big, medium, just like your soft drinks. Okay. So I'm gonna get first my black. All right. I'm gonna dab onto my black. Again, the colors that I mentioned earlier are just for the background. It's not for the main flower, but we'll be using some of those colors for the flower. So I'm just gonna apply the black. For the background, I suggest that we do this quite fast because we want to take advantage of the wet paint. So I'm gonna apply black, okay? I'm gonna do the sides later. For now, let's do the middle section, which is the most important. I'm gonna dab onto my my mid yellow. And without washing my brush, I'm just gonna allow the yellow paint to be there, okay? Without any intention to form anything in the background. Just make that color present in the background. Some will be brighter yellow, some will be darker yellow, almost greeny color. Just allow it to be there. I'm gonna get a little bit of blue, all right, as well. A little bit of white. So it's actually very abstract in the background. So this is, sorry guys, I can't speak properly today again. So if you're a fan of abstract painting, I think the background for this is for you because I'm doing a lot of abstract-ish colors or brush strokes. Again, I'm gonna switch to black. Make sure that the most dominant color in the background is black unless you're trying to do something else, because we're trying to do some light play. The contrast of colors against a black background is what I want for this painting. So if you want something else for your painting, it's alright. You can do whatever it is that you want. I'm just saying that with the light play that we'll be doing later, it is best to use a darker background. Okay, again. I also suggest that you frame your painting, meaning the sides and the corners should be darker and the middle section should be lighter so that the audience or your viewer can focus more on what's on the center, the main subject. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of brown and yellow here and there. Again, you can be more abstract-ish if you want. I don't do abstracts, really. I don't do abstracts. And I don't think there is a need for me to do an abstract painting tutorial. gonna get some blue color. Okay, and then white. I'm trying to make some light suggestions already. When we apply white, when we blend it with the other colors, it makes everything else quite light. So I think this is the most carefree portion of this painting tutorial. You don't have to worry too much. A lot of this will be painted with paint, with the flower painting anyway. So, yeah. So I'm trying to identify where some lights are gonna go. Some light. Again, feel free to be as abstract as you want. Okay, feel free to do anything on the background, as long as my only advice would be try to make it quite dark. Okay, because we don't want a black background. We want to suggest something in the background, something else going on in the background. So I'm actually done here. It's just that I'm filling in those bald spaces that I see. Especially the sides. I'm just gonna fill in those bald spots with black. Again, I'm trying to frame the painting by coloring the sides and the corners black. Again, some suggestions of yellows and browns. You can actually overdo this. You can actually overdo the background. I always say that don't overdo something like that when I'm doing the tutorial. But I think for this type of painting, you can overdo it. Because it will be covered with the main subject. Anyway, that's why I'm not really worried. If you just want to have fun doing this, you can overdo it. All right. Oh my gosh. This is a very nice abstract painting. I think I can display this on my wall. All right. So I'm just going to allow this to dry. I'm going to wash my brush out. We don't need too much black now since we'll be doing the main subject, which is hibiscus flower. I think I haven't mentioned the type of flower that we'll be doing today. So I'm gonna wash my brush out just to make sure that there's no more black. And I think I'll be using a smaller brush to sketch the subject. Well, my paints dry pretty quickly, so I think I can simply paint over it and do the sketch. But if your paints do not dry pretty quickly, you can use a hair dryer to dry things first. And proceed with the sketching. You can pause the video if you're painting along with me. So yeah, I think I'm gonna sketch now. It's kind of wet still, but I think I can manage doing the sketch. So I'm just gonna dab onto my white. I'll be using white for the sketch because we have a dark background. I want to show you how the sketch would look like. So first, I'm gonna do the sketching. But since I'm eyeballing everything, I might do a little bit of corrections as I go. All I'm gonna show you is the general shape of the subject. If I don't commit any mistake doing it, then that would be good. That would be good. So using white, I'm gonna start right here. like that. Alright, like that. Okay. There will be some leaves and all that. These are just leaves, and that part of the flower that holds the petals together. Up to now, I just don't know what is that part of the flower. So again, this is just a very rough sketch of how everything is gonna go. All right. Okay, that's basically the shape of the flower. As I told you guys, the background was or will be painted over with the main subject. That's why I told you to overdo, or you can overdo actually the background, the abstractish background, because everything else will be the main subject, which will cover the background that you just did. I just want you to enjoy. That's it. I don't want you to waste paint. It's not wasting paint if you were enjoying it. All right, now I'm gonna underpaint the main subject, and I'll be using, all right, for the flowers, we'll be using additional colors, violet and some pink or coral red. All right, this is pink. Actually, it's just the name, but it's, you can see it's pink, right? So yeah. So for the underpainting of the main subject, I'm gonna get some violet. Okay, I'm gonna get the coral red or pink, and let's proceed now. I'm gonna use still the same small square brush that I've been using, that I used in sketching the subject. So I'm gonna dab onto my violet. I'm gonna add a little bit of burnt sienna to my violet, just to make it, just to tone down the color. Okay, let's start. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of white. It's too dark. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of white so that you can see the colors. Okay, much better. Okay, just like that. Okay, using the same color, violet plus burnt sienna. You can actually use black if you want to darken your violet. I just want to use burnt sienna. Okay, and I'm just gonna color it with that color. I hope you can still see it, because it's, I told you guys the background is quite dark. Okay, maybe for you to be able to see what I'm doing, I'm gonna have some contrast going on. I'm gonna add a little bit of white, okay, and then pink, like this color. Okay, that's too much pink. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of white and violet. Okay, now I'm gonna use this color right here to give you already that contrast so that you see what I'm talking about. And I think, okay, since I don't like to paint slowly, I'm gonna change my brush. I want to use a bigger brush. So let's use a bigger brush and use the same color. See how quickly I can get my surface done when I'm using bigger brush. All right, like that. This is still an underpainting, so this is not the final color that we're trying to achieve. Gonna extend it here. All right. Just extend it right here. For now, it's not making sense, really, right? It's not making sense to me, even. But since I know where I'm going, I'm okay with it. All right. All right. Okay, that's the first layer of underpainting. Again, I need more white because I already ran out of white. Okay, let's go back to that violet and pink color, brown. Okay, violet. Okay, maybe black. All right. Gonna use this so that now you can see how I'm gonna do. Okay, we're doing some shadows here. All right, like that. I'm gonna apply the same color. I kind of like it when it's lighter. I think we did too dark here. Also here. I'm going to create some veins. You know those veins that you find on the petals? Alright, now I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm gonna mix my pink with my burnt sienna. And we're gonna use that. Right here. On, what do you call that? Part of that flower that holds the petal together. Please let me know in the comment section below if you've reached this part of my tutorial. Okay, as I told you, I will make some adjustments, and I'm already doing the adjustments. Right. I think I'll be needing some red color. Okay, that's just too pink. Okay, I'm adding some browns. Okay, like that. I'm gonna wash my brush out. Let's allow the paint first to dry, okay? I think I'll be getting my red, but that will be later. So now let's get our olive green. So get your olive green, please. I'm just gonna get my olive green. All right. So using my olive green, I'm just gonna mix it with a little bit of, I think I already ran out of yellow. Okay. So again, using olive green, add yellow, maybe add black. We're just gonna color first. Okay, we're gonna underpaint first those leaves. Try to paint over the sketch lines. We don't need that anymore. All right, just like that. I'm gonna get my black. I'm just gonna darken this side, I mean this part of the flower to give it some sort of dimension. Part of the leaf, okay, not flower. Trying to erase that harsh sketch line. Right, like that. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing over here. First, I'm gonna use my olive green, maybe a little bit of yellow. All right. Okay, like that. And we're gonna create like a little bud. Also here, we're gonna use the same color. Okay, and a little bit of black, just to give it dimension. All right, I'll wash your brush out. Okay, now I'm gonna get my brown and white and yellow. Okay, more brown and maybe black. We'll be adding some stems of and then black. Okay, like that. Okay, wash your brush out. Okay, I think I'm gonna get my red, so excuse me guys, I'm just gonna get my red very quickly. I'm back with my red, so I'm just gonna get my red. I honestly don't know what time we'll finish. I don't know guys, but I'm just gonna get my red, okay? And I'm gonna add a little bit of brown just to tone the redness down, or maybe black. Okay, like this dark red. And I'm gonna apply this right here on the bottom. Let's just call this area cup, okay? The cup of the flower, because it holds the flower or the petals together, so that I can refer to it quite easily. Like that. Okay, and I'm gonna extend the red color further up like that. But as you can see, I'm using again my fingers to give the petals some sort of patterns that you will not achieve if you're just using your paintbrush. Well, at least to me. I'm gonna go extend it up like that. Okay. I'm using a lot of water here, as you can see. I'm allowing that watery paint to create the texture. Or to create the patterns, not the texture. Like that. Alright, I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm gonna get my violet again. We'll be doing a lot of techniques. Just create more veins. So I'm gonna mix my violet with my pink. Let's go and create some patterns on this dark portions of the petal. It's dark because it's dark not because it's light. It's dark. The color is not dark really. It's because of the absence of light. Alright, just like that. I'm gonna get my white. Okay. I'm gonna get my blue. So white and blue. So we'll be using some blue. Okay. Here. Slightly here. Now let's get our pure white. Get your pure white, and I'm just gonna spread that color on certain areas. I'm using a lot of water, as you can see here, because when I use water, it creates patterns that looks more natural. So I'm just gonna drag that down towards the center of the flower. Also here, just adding some watery white paint. Again, make it watery. This is just a technique. That. Making it white or light. Let me check. Okay. So we're 35 minutes in, 36. Okay, let's proceed to the leaves. Okay, that part of the flower that holds the petals together. So I'm gonna get my yellow, mix it with green. I'm gonna start applying it. In certain parts. I'm gonna get my black. So just green and black. And then black, like that. Now we're not gonna use pure black. I'm gonna mix my violet plus black. There's a little bud, like a bud that is about to bloom. It's right here. I'm gonna get some dark green. Let me check. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna allow this first to dry. Let's go back to the background a bit, all right? So I'm gonna get my white and blue, maybe yellow to create some yellow-green colors, and sap green or olive green, maybe this color. And I'm gonna create some light, suggestion of light. Like that. These are just suggestion of light. Again, if you don't want this kind of background that is more of a dramatic, it's okay. I'm gonna get a little bit of yellow. I'm just using my fingers to create that round specks of light. Okay, I think that was too much. Check. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna get my pink. Get your pink, just pure pink, and go ahead, create some more patterns. And then my white. I'm doing some dry brushing right here because I don't want to really paint over those areas that I've already done. And with dry brushing, you're just applying the paint without actually painting over what is already there. Like that. I'm not really deleting those already painted areas. I'm just applying. It's like glazing, only that less water. Right, like that. I'm gonna get my yellow. As you can see, I'm just highlighting it. I'm gonna get my yellow plus brown. I'm gonna highlight this part of, it's like a tiny stem. Just like that. Let me check. Okay, it's nice. Now I'm gonna get my pink. I'm gonna water it down. I think this area is already dry. I'm just gonna glaze it with a little bit of pink. Also here. And then using red, I'm gonna add a little bit of black. Let's darken even more this part. Give it more depth. All right. Let's finish this. Let's finish this. Okay. And then let's add some pink. Like that. Okay, I'm gonna use a more pointy brush so that I can do some tiny veins. So using my pointy brush, I'm gonna get my pink. Maybe I'm gonna add a little bit of white, water. I just want to make some veins. We're gonna glaze over that area. Okay, using some reds. Just create more veins. Right, and I'm gonna use my pointy brush in creating some highlights, meaning I'm gonna use my white. I'm also using some water. Let me check. All right, this is good. Oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna go into more detail or deeper detail. I'm gonna get my pink again. Okay. It's just doing a lot of detailing, that's it. It's not really complicated, it's more of being patient. Okay, now let's go here, somewhere down here on the leaves. I'm gonna get my black and olive green. I'm gonna get my burnt sienna. To add some brownie colors on the leaves. We don't want the leaves to be just green, okay? Because we want some natural patterns or markings on the leaves. I'm also using black. So I'm just gonna lighten this area. And some highlights on the leaves. Okay, some white highlights. Let me check again. Okay. Okay, this is nice. I'm gonna use a bigger brush to glaze some black color on the background. I'm gonna dab onto my black, but with a lot of water. I'm just gonna go and we don't want to paint over. Again, I ask you to, or I'm suggesting that you use a lot of water to just cover that, okay? Or glaze it. You don't want to paint over, you just want to glaze it. All right, wash your brush out. Now, we're gonna glaze the flower with white. Again, we're gonna use a lot of water for this one. So use a lot of water. As you can see here, it's almost watercolor. So I'm just gonna, okay, you don't want that too much water. I'm gonna glaze the flower with white. But I'm not dragging the paint all the way down. Just the about 3/4 of the petals. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow, try to dry brush. Okay, some yellow light. These are just light effects that I kind of like. Let me check. Okay, this is good. So I'm just adding some browny greeny colors here and there. Okay, I'm gonna highlight more the flower. Just a few more minutes, guys. We're almost done. I just want the flower to be really highlighted. So I'm just going around the edges of the petal using white. Also around the insides of the flower in between petals. I'm just adding some violet veins like that. Let me check. Oh, this is nice. Darken. Okay, I'm gonna get some light violet. So I'm gonna add white to my existing violet. Just do some highlighting on the back petal. All right, just like that. Kind of like it. Let me check. All right, this is nice, guys. This is nice. Okay, so I don't know if I should sign it already. I'm just gonna get some pink color. And I think we're done, guys. What do you think? I think we are. Everything else that I'm doing is highlighting, redefining, and all that. Okay, maybe I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow. Let me check. All right, this is good. So I think I'm gonna sign this now. We're done. We're done, guys. So I'm gonna sign this now. I'm just gonna use my white, and I'm gonna sign maybe right here. Okay, we're done. We're done, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm gonna link in the description box below the other flower painting tutorials that I've done, so that you can choose among any of them. And if you're painting along with me doing this one, let me know in the comment section below, and let me know in the comment section below as well what you think about this painting. So I hope you have a good day, and see you in my next video, guys.